everybody, I'm Jason, and this is your commentary on Exodus chapter 37. In this chapter, we're going to discuss the four components that are inside of the holy tent. Now, each component reveals to us another part of the character of the Messiah. The first one is the Ark of the Covenant. Bezalel made the Ark of the Covenant out of acacia wood. It was 3 feet 9 inches long and 2 feet 3 inches wide and high. He covered it inside and outside with pure gold. He put a strip of gold around it. Now, everything in here is going to be made out of gold. That shows the divinity of the Messiah. He made 4 gold rings for it. He joined them to its 4 bottom corners. He put 2 rings on one side and 2 rings on the other. Then he made poles out of acacia wood. He covered them with gold. He put the poles through the rings on the sides of the ark to carry it. He made its cover out of pure gold. It was 3 feet 9 inches long and 2 feet 3 inches wide. The cover is the place where sin is paid for. In other translations, it actually says that the cover was the mercy seat. He made 2 cherubim out of hammered gold at the ends of the cover. He put 1 cherub on each end of it. He made the cherubim as part of the cover itself. The cherubim's wings spread up over the cover. The cherubim faced each other and looked toward the cover. Now, the Messiah is going to be divine, and with the acacia wood, it shows as part of humanity as well, so it's a combination between the two. As far as the mercy seat goes, where sin's actually paid for, that was made out completely out of gold. Inside the ark, you have this 2 stone tablets showing the law, but you also have the manna showing God's grace. So the Messiah was going to be carrying both the law and grace. You have one other thing inside of the ark. You're going to have Aaron's budded staff. So the Messiah is going to be the anointed one, the one who is supposed to intercede on behalf of the people. I find it fascinating here that on the mercy seat you have the 2 cherubim, one on either end. Well, we know that in the New Testament, after Jesus rose from the dead, the 2 women went to the cave where he was buried, and they looked and they saw 2 angels. It says one was at the head and one was at the feet, not of Jesus, but where Jesus had once lain. You have the exact same imagery right here on top of the Ark of the Covenant. The workers made the table out of acacia wood. We're talking about the table for the holy bread. The holy bread was actually 12 loaves, one representing each of the 12 tribes of Israel. The holy bread is an image for us about the living bread, or the bread of life. It was 3 feet long, 1 foot 6 inches wide, and 2 feet 3 inches high. They covered it with pure gold. They put a strip of gold around it. They also made a rim 3 inches wide around it. They put a strip of gold around the rim. They made 4 gold rings for the table. They joined them to the 4 corners where the 4 legs were. The rings were close to the rim. They held the poles that were used to carry the table. The workers made the poles out of acacia wood. They covered them with gold. They made plates, dishes, and bowls out of pure gold for the table. They also made pure gold pitchers to pour out drink offerings. So the holy table is the second of the components. The third one we're about to get into is the lampstand. Now, it might be helpful to realize this is like the menorah that the Jews use nowadays, especially with Hanukkah. It's the lampstand that actually had 6 prongs coming off of it, 3 on either side, and the one in the middle. The workers made the lampstand out of pure gold. They hammered out its base and stem. Its buds, blooms, and cups branched out from it. 6 branches came out from the sides of the lampstand. There were 3 on one side and 3 on the other. On one branch, there were 3 cups that were shaped like almond flowers with buds and blooms. There were 3 on the next branch. There were 3 on all 6 branches that came out from the lampstand. On the lampstand, there were 4 cups that were shaped like almond flowers with buds and blooms. 1 bud was under the first pair of branches that came out from the lampstand. A second bud was under the second pair, and a third bud was under the third pair. There was a total of 6 branches. The buds and branches came out from the lampstand. The whole lampstand was one piece that was hammered out of pure gold. The workers made it 7 lamps out of pure gold, They also made its trays and wick cutters out of pure gold. They used 75 pounds of pure gold to make the lampstand and everything that was used with it. The workers made an altar for burning incense. This is the fourth component. It's an altar, but unlike the one that's outside, where sacrifices are made to pay for sin, this is one that's made out of gold that has incense on it that was supposed to be a pleasing aroma to God. Anything done on this altar was for the glory of God, strictly for His worship. They made it out of acacia wood. It was 1 foot 6 inches square and 3 feet high. A horn stuck out from each of its upper 4 corners. The workers covered the top, sides, and horns with pure gold. They put a strip of gold around it. They made 2 gold rings below the strip. They put the rings across from each other. The rings held the poles that were used to carry it. The workers made the poles of acacia wood. They covered them with gold. They also made the sacred anointing oil and the pure, sweet-smelling incense. A person who makes perfume made them. The oil that was used for the altar, the oil is very common. It was also used for anointing, for showing God's pleasure with someone. And so the anointed one, the Messiah, was someone who God was pleased with, who would actually be bringing glory back to Him. And that's exactly what Jesus did when He brought glory back to the Father. Well, that's it for commentary on Exodus chapter 37. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.